Hey, ist alles okay?
Ich weiß auch nicht, ich glaube, ich hatte gerade ein Déjà-vu oder sowas. Das hört sich jetzt vollkommen absurd an, aber ich habe genau das hier letzte Nacht geträumt. Das Licht hat geflackert, es gab einen lauten Knall und dann war plötzlich alles dunkel. Und irgendwie war die Welt zu Ende.
Die Welt war zu Ende?
Ja, keine Ahnung. Es war einfach dunkel und es ist nicht wieder hell geworden. Ich hatte so ein eigenartiges Gefühl. Als ob das gut ist. Dass alles vorbei ist. Als ob man plötzlich frei ist von allem. Kein Wollen. Kein Müssen. Unendliche Dunkelheit. Kein Gestern. Kein Heute. Kein Morgen. Nichts. Kein Gestern. Kein Heute. Kein Morgen.
No yesterday, no present, and no tomorrow. It's a holy trinity that within this research holds the foundation of a strange flower that is generating a cycle of beginning is the end. The Ouroboros looping between a up, the blue sphere, an original world, and a down, the purple sphere, a parasite world that is generating a copy of the original within a mirror world, the red sphere. The mirror world holds two dimensions that are bridging both spheres. Our current experience, the jungle, that's linked with the original, Antarctica, and the desert, a dimension we cannot see, but only feel, which energy is rooted with Sirius B, and is linked with this copy or mirror world. Within previous work, I sketched the energy body or an energy world being represented by a ship, plane or car, and powered by a trinity energy structure, the dielectric, magnetic and electric power of a toroid field, in which both the sun and moon hold the dielectric and electric power of the toroid. A ship, also called pussy wagon, of black and white, is creating a black hole somewhere in the magnetic center of this mirror world. Like we see in this clip, the mirror world, the desert dimension, is called the locker, in which energy is locked. To perform a ritual of unlocking energy, the X factor, an energy world needs to perform the process of up is down.
I can't answer why, but I can tell you how. We were born upside down, born the wrong way round. Now up is down. Not quite sure how these physics are gonna work, but here goes nothing. There we go. And if my theory is correct, abracadabra.
Holy shit.
All right, pull on it. Steam the hose.
And don't forget guys, we are all in this together. Together with the parasite entity, we have been locked up within this mirror world. The parasite energy world within the desert dimension and our energy world within the jungle, in which the latter is being watered and drained within the desert dimension. Meaning this mirror world is receiving energy from counter space radiation, which is highly likely coming from Sirius B, centered through the northern ecliptic pole and flowing into the desert dimension, in which its radiation is flowing the jungle dimension, our current world experience. That within the end of a cycle opens up a doorway for other energies to transcend between both dimensions, creating an opportunity for Jack to finally leave the locker. Touched by the tongue of Kali, in which the letter represents the letter non-sine wave of a torus, a concept we have seen within the river video, we notice the stones that turn into crabs, symbology for an energy world that is being unlocked, leaving the desert for the ocean to set sail for the jungle. And where I sketched in previous work that stones or rock refers to the atom, so locking and unlocking energy from the atom using the non-sine wave.
Children who weep for love, maker of this birth. To your deepest secrets unknown to me, I will not be moved.
Not sunset. Sundown and rise.
The process of unlocking, so the up is down, is done using the way of water, in which the latter is the main catalyzer to transform a desert, an energetic or spiritual place, into a jungle, the physical universe. Because don't forget guys, the main objective of the quest of Boaz the sun and Jachin the moon is to summon Papa Kronos within the physical universe, using the non-sine wave, aka the tongue of Kali, and the magical four, with the latter being the four trees or universes within Kabbalah, energized by a icosahedron. The combination of the sine wave, the magical four, and the power of creation by the icosahedron are all generated through the Phoenix gemstone, in which I sketched the theory of the latter being a prisma placed on top of the energy body. Through the combination of red and blue shift, the energy body would receive the purple rain or pink energy through this prisma, through a cycle of time and pressure.
To the water and find me there. Burn to the core, but not broken. Cut through the madness of these streets below.
Dark and empty.
These streets below.
Empty and cold. Wait, did he say cold? I don't know. The stupid radio kept going in and out.
First you're in, then you're out. Everybody knows you're hot, then you're cold. You're a lot in the dark.
It's like riddles in the dark.
Like home. Like his house?
Or maybe like Hawkins.
Upside down.
What'd she say?
Upside down.
What?
Upside down. When Elle showed us where Will was, she flipped the board over. Remember? Upside down. Dark. Empty.
Do you understand what he's talking about? No.
Guys, come on, just think about it. When Elle took us to find the werewolf, she took us to his house, right?
Yeah, and he wasn't there.
But what if he was there? What if we just couldn't see him? What if he was on the other side? What if this is Hawkins and this is where Will is? The upside down.
Like the Veil of Shadows.
Messed this whole thing up. Now he's gonna be legs forever.
Well, not forever. The spell only lasts one day. At sunset tomorrow, he'll disappear.
Not sunset. Sundown.
We were born upside down. Born the wrong way round.
Brother, it is time for the mortals to pay.
And we'll never be able to bring him back again.
Okay. 24 hours, that doesn't give us much time, but... Well, we'll just have to do the spell again.
Yeah, I guess we have to do the spell again, day after day, to summon Papa out of the locker, aka the desert dimension, and into the physical universe, the jungle. For that, Boaz the sun and Jachin the moon need to prevent sunset. As the spell only lasts for a day, we see Boaz igniting a reversal, a countdown. A beginning is the end. It's the Ouroboros cycle in which both the sun and moon are following the path of the ecliptic, in which the latter also holds the zodiac and the heptamed heavens, the planets, also known as the rainbowbridge, while drawing the analemma infinity sign in the sky, which the latter, like we seen in the mountain video, pumps energy in and out between both dimensions, running like the three-phase electromagnetic motor of this system.
So you know how in Cosmos, Carl Sagan talks about other dimensions, like beyond our world?
Yeah, sure. Theoretically.
Right, theoretically.
So, theoretically, how do we travel there?
You guys have been thinking about Hugh Everett's many worlds interpretation, haven't you? Well, basically, there are parallel universes, just like our world, but just infinite variations of it. Which means there's a world out there where none of this tragic stuff ever happened.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
Oh,
We were thinking of more of an evil dimension, like the Veil of Shadows. You know the Veil of Shadows?
echo of the material plane where necrotic and shadow magic.
Yeah, exactly. If that did exist, a place like the Veil of Shadows, how would we travel there?
Theoretically.
Well,
So how would energy travel between dimensions? Within the magic reflection pool I sketched two worlds, Sirius B, the parasite world, and Antarctica, an original world, colliding with each other within a mirror world, the red sphere, in which the latter holds many names within the movie and music industry. The locker, the city or town, the ho or motel, room 101, the rainbow room, and within Stranger Things, both its dimensions are located within a place called Hawkins. It's a process of two become one, and where a hawk changes into a dove.
picture an acrobat standing on a tightrope. Now the tightrope is our dimension, and our dimension has rules. You can move forwards or backwards. But what if, right next to our acrobat, there is a flea? Now the flea can also travel back and forth, just like the acrobat, right?
Right.
Here's where things get really interesting. The flea can also travel this way, along the side of the rope. He can even go underneath the rope.
Upside down.
Exactly.
All things it devours. Birds, beasts, trees, flowers. Gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal. Answer us.
Give me a moment, please. I gave you a good long while.
Within the magic reflection pool, we notice that the original world Antarctica is actually Pangaea, frozen in time, and is being mirrored within this world, in which pressure and time is cracking the original continent into 5 smaller continents. The 5 rings to create portals for other energies to enter through the cracks. So time and pressure is needed to transform one world into another.
Time. The answer is time.
Release the Kraken!
Once upon a time I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling above. There's nothing I can do. Total eclipse of the moon. Once upon a time there was light in my life. Now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can see. Total eclipse of the world. Total eclipse of the world.
So within a quest to summon Papa into the physical universe, the jungle dimension of this mirror world, Boaz the sun and Jachin the moon need time and pressure to create cracks that open a way to release this energetic entity, the Kraken, into this world, with the latter referring to the black body radiation field. So how is time generated within the crater? Within part 1 of the flower, we notice the Vesica Pisces covering crater Sulpicius Gallus M, a construction where an original world is being double-crossed with a mirror world, creating the root of 3, an infinity vortex in the middle. This construction also holds a vortex called energy grid that generates left and right within the numbers 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 and 8, and the triangle, the 3, 6 and 9, in which the latter is referring to the concept the mountain. The number 0 would be referring to the infinity looping.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. Hello, I'm here.
Within previous work, we have seen that energy travels or can be released through a sphere, and locking energy is done through the cube. To build an energy structure like Metatron's cube that can lock and unlock energy, we need 13 spheres to have energy going in and out, through using a small and large cube. Like within the analemma looping, both cubes have a hyperlink with the golden ratio, generating red and blue shift expansion and contraction, a heartbeat. For now we will focus on the 7 inner spheres that generate the small blue cube, known as the heptamat heavens, the rainbow bridge.
Oh, what do I call you? Do you have a name?
Yes. Samantha.
Really? Where'd you get that name from?
I gave it to myself, actually.
How come?
'Cause I like the sound of it. Samantha.
To link the neighboring crater Sirius B, probably the landing spot of the energetic world of the parasite, in which the latter holds our magnetic North Pole, and a place where we find a strange ship called Symp anchored. A second Vesica Pisces construct is merged into the original, in which the center sphere, the mirror world, is shared by two worlds, Antarctica and Sirius B. Symp might be referring to the Seafood Import Monitoring Program, a risk-based traceability program. Requires importers to provide and report key data from the point of harvest to entry into the United States that categorizes the 1100 unique species of fish within 13 species groups. Yes, again a reference to the number 13, the Christ consciousness, and where we are the fish and a fisherman and his boat are said to haul in the fish from this hole in the North Pole. Some soul fishing.
So the rhombus formed by the Vesica Pisces, there are 3 of them that make up the hexagon 1, 2 and the 3rd. And we also showed that the interior angle there is 120 degrees, therefore
this flower construct, in which two Vesica Pisces generate two different vortex-core energy fields, and so two separate mountains, is named after Samantha, in which the latter is partly originating from the Greek word anthos, meaning flower. Within Samantha, aka anthos, the flower, we notice the magic of 4, the 4 universes or rivers, the elements that generate the Anton's platform. The flower of transformation within Metatron's cube is a construct that generates time.
the exterior is 240 degrees in the hexagon. 6 sides, okay, so 120 degrees times 6 equals 720. 720 minutes per AM or PM. So every 12 hours we have 720 minutes. The 12-hour clock face. The exterior is 240 times 6 equals 1440. 1440 minutes per day, per 24 hours.
Within a trinity energy structure of yesterday is history, today is a gift, and tomorrow is mystery, the road to Tomorrowland, we see 2 vortex Rodan-Cole energy fields are used to generate the up is down. Antarctica, the blue sphere, and visualized as white RGB going forward in time. It's white because this original continent got frozen in time reflecting all light into the red mirror sphere. The mirror world is the connection towards Sirius B, the purple sphere that is generating the black sea Archaix, a counter-rotating field, an inversion that's searching for the past while building the day for tomorrow. Within the present, the mirror world and where up is down are joined together, both clockworks are rotating simultaneously within the known cycle of every second brings me here. With every second of this clock system, someone is being brought here, into the mirror world. Let's check that clock again. One of you guys commented that this system generates the number 13. All hands of the clock make 13, generating a force that extracts and contracts energy within time, in which the latter seems to be the strongest and most destructive force in the universe. So, with one field going clockwise and the other counterclockwise, we see that 12 and 1 makes 13, 11 and 2 makes 13, 10 and 3 makes 13, and so on, continuously generating these 13 spheres of Metatron's cube.
This must be underwater love, the way I feel it sleeping all over me.
In the background we notice water drops hitting the surface, while Mother finally is able to walk after 13 hours of recovery. It's the symbology of walking over water. Might be referring to the electrical charge of water, called exclusion zone water, also known as the fourth phase of water, which will be highlighted in upcoming work. It's the power that makes large steamliners float on a water surface. Next to this path of walking over water, we notice a white dust line. The White Star Line was a former British shipping line that rose up to become one of the most prominent shipping companies in the world at its time. In its logo we see the Trinity and the 5-point star, referring to Isis or Baphomet, which is a portal of the pentacles of Venus. Because remember guys, according to the king of the underworld, everything floats down here.
But Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too.
Within this research, ships are referring to energy worlds, so let's take an occult view on this. Within the Olympic class steamliners of the White Star Line, the trinity of Titanic, Olympic and Britannic are well known. Let's imagine these ships represent the physical representation of the flower, the generating of two become one. The Olympic will be the mirror world, Titanic the original, and the Britannic the parasite world. We notice that the twin sisters Olympic and Titanic are mirrors from each other when looking at their bridges. So looking at its history, the Titanic was sunk to the bottom of the sea and broke in two in the year 1912. The number 1912, like we've seen within many numbers highlighted in this research, represents within mathematics an apocalyptic number, in which the latter generate an X spiral within an energy field, so cracking and splitting an energy world to make openings for other energies to enter. We also see that the sum of 1912 is 13. With the magical 4, the Britannic, a ship in need for medical assistance, sunk 4 years later in 1916, making this underwater love on the bottom of the sea complete. Remember, the crater might be a dome under a plasma sea, where the parasite has lost its wings to fly and is in need to transform two into one to survive. Within the Trinity, it's the Olympic, the mirrorworld, who survived the seas. Within its career as an ocean liner that transports people, it experienced 4 collisions that placed the ship into dry dock. With its first collision, it hit a warship called SS Hawk, the songbird. After this incident, the Olympic got painted with camouflage, in which this Olympian energy world managed to survive all the storms. It might be symbology for the invisibility of a parasite. Ending its career in 1936, where the symbology of black and white is energizing the rebirth of the RMS Olympic into the RMS Empress of Britain, having the Olympic scrapped and the Empress ruling the sea.
What is this?
Bottomless pit. Whatever falls in there, falls forever.
Oh, Dad, come here.
In our hexagon form there, it's been divided into 6 points, so this angle here is 60 degrees. But you'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can now, so we have 12, 1. On the inside we have our hexagon, which consists of 720 degrees altogether, 720 minutes in AM, PM, or the exterior of the hexagon is 240 degrees, 240 times 6, 1440, 1440 minutes per second.
Ian, check it out. This is an ancient drawbridge. We lower that bad boy and we are on our way to Raven's Point. Look around for a lever.
Found it, but it's on the other side.
So again we see how the minutes and degrees, minutes and seconds in the compass will work back towards hours, minutes and seconds in the clock. So now I'm going to move to drawing the Templar cross, and from this creating an octagon. Because it's 12 as in base 60, but also 12 divides into thirds very easily. That's 12 divided by 3 is 4, and it also divides into quarters. 12 divided by 4 is 3.
So within 13 spheres that keep X and contracting energy in and out between two worlds and its dimensions, through using the Sun and Moon, Metatron's cube seems to be the mechanism to time travel. This hexagon cube within its energy structure is generating current clock cycle of 720 minutes or 12 hours within 360 degrees. This familiar timekeeping we all have been conditioned with. Within a Platonic year, in which 1 degree of this clock holds 72 years, is the cycle of the equinox, in which the latter is a portal or opening of a wormhole, and is visualized as a time clock on the Masonic Hoover Dam statue. Reminds me of Wim's video of another statue in the desert. So the cycle for this wormhole can be set for 72 years times 360 degrees is 25,920 years to open within a sphere, also called the Great Year. Because remember, energy travels through a sphere and it needs a compass or rudder to navigate a ship through a storm.
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
So let's summarize this research for a moment. I sketch a theory of a pirate ship, also called Pussy Wagon, the black and white, that has landed within Sirius B and has this firm grip onto Sirius A, within the strange bubble of trouble. This to generate a process of two become one, using a trinity energy system, in which the latter is being fueled on electromagnetic energy, using red and blue shift currents within a golden ratio looping. This whole construction is referring to the 64 tetrahedron energy grid, and where within the analemma looping, a small and a large cube are generating a construction or bridge between two worlds, and are generating 13 spheres within a system of 9 rings, with one ring to control them all. The Sephiroth energy system, or Tree of Life, also called the Cosmic Pillar. The archetype of the Cosmic Pillar is referring to the so-called planets that together form the parasite Tree of Life. We see Atlas holding the Heptamat heavens, in which the latter operate within time.
Yar har, fiddled indeed. Being a pirate is a right to be. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
We have seen that the inner cube, the known planet system above our heads, holds an energy structure of arcs of 120 degrees. So fueled with a trinity, this energy system is referring to the three-phased electrical power system. Was developed in the 19th century by several people. In three-phase power, the voltage on each wire is 120 degrees phase shifted relative to each of the other wires. So it seems that the three-phase power system is energizing this current mirror world, and in fact could be powering Metatron's cube. Hence I'm pointing out to the importance of full wind and solar energy within the year 2040. It's the energy that will boost this flower power towards our next apocalypse. Eventually, the Cosmic Pillar and its 9 energy rings align to generate a perfect pathway to streamline energies into the crater. Through the pathway of water that generates the fountain of life, it's the pathway of the parasite tree, the Sephiroth system, which has 22 pathways that connect the spheres through walking over water, generating the rainbowbridge between two worlds, a wormhole, the Birkeland plasma current.
It turns out that the flow is essentially a cylindrical tube that contains plasma moving in coaxial spiral, that is helical paths. As we get farther away from the central axis of the flow, the pitch angles of those spiral pathways gradually increase. Now, this produces an intertwined internal structure that has several self-maintaining properties. Nothing leaks out of the resulting flow, for one, and this immediately explains why BCs can maintain their integrity over distances of millions of miles, and now we think perhaps even millions of light years. One of the unique properties of any Birkeland current can be seen by viewing a cross-section of the structure of the model. This clearly shows counter-rotation. There are clockwise flows at certain radial distances out from the center axis, and counterclockwise rotation at other distances. We have known for many years that Birkeland currents power the auroral displays we see in the night sky, but were counter-rotating plasmas observed? It was quickly discovered that, yes, counter-rotation is often seen in Earth's auroras. And it's also seen in NASA videos of the poles of several of the planets, especially Saturn and Jupiter. This is evidence that what we're saying is correct, that counter-rotation does exist in these Birkeland currents. It seems that the coaxial counter-rotation property is a unique property of Birkeland currents. No other natural process that we are aware of produces it.
top is electrical, it should spin clockwise. The bottom is magnetic, it should spin counterclockwise. And they are part of the beast system that literally harnesses a body in order to drag it into black hole fall and keep some facsimile of its form intact. So they are part of the vampire hijack machine.
Which two planets in our solar system rotate clockwise? Go. You have less than 30 seconds now to make a guess, I guess.
What we need is a trust bridge. It's a spell that creates a magical bridge you can walk on. Just say Bridgeregar Invisia.
Okay, Bridgeregar Invisia. Bridgeregar Invisia!
It didn't work. Two planets rotate clockwise. They are Venus and Uranus.
So don't forget, guys, imagination is more important than knowledge. So imagine those images of Saturn's and Jupiter's poles not being faraway planetarian spheres, but layers of a wormhole rotating above our heads and generating a plasma current that's entering this mirror world within the equinox.
Say you don't know me, I recognize my face. Say you don't care who goes to that kind of place. Knee deep in the hoopla, sinking in your fight. Too many runaways, eating up the night. My pony plays the mama.
Within the Zing and Zang video, we have seen that the wormhole is tilted, generating a X rod with a deviation of 47 degrees compared to an organic energy rod, playing red light, green light. Within the night sky, this angle is measurable between the stars Vega and Polaris, generating a funnel where energy is falling down into a hole and is caged and lost at sea within an ocean full of sharks. Many of the numbers we highlight regarding this clock cycle are part of the magical four, the four rivers or trees that construct Metatron's cube. Are within mathematics a sum that can be written using 4 fours.
No, the spell's still going. You won't know if your bridge worked until you step on it.
Step on what?
If you believe the bridge is there, then it's there.
But it's not.
Well, not with that attitude.
I'm not gonna step out onto nothing.
Where do they go?
Everyone has their own word. Heaven. Paradise. Whatever it's called. Someplace beautiful.
How do you know it's beautiful?
Because that's what I choose to believe. What do you believe? Because that's what I choose to believe. What do you believe?
Hey, you can do this.
So crossing a bridge does not only involve the fourth phase of water, the crossing is also deep-rooted within belief systems. Like we've seen within the Manoa nutshell, this mirror world is being projected by the demiurge energy sphere, aka the monitor, that somehow gets its energy by draining us creators from chi energy through following parasitic projections that are built, or rather vision and reality, for this energy world to cross a bridge using electromagnetic energy.
Believe with every step. Oh yeah!
But we're not the flea, we're the acrobat.
In this metaphor, yes, we're the acrobats.
You got me right.
I still got you! Ian Lightfoot is fearless!
We're not the flea, we're the acrobat.
In this metaphor, yes, we're the acrobats.
So we can't go upside down?
No.
Well, is there any way for the acrobat to get to the upside down?
Well, you'd have to create a massive amount of energy. More than humans are currently capable of creating, mind you, to open up some kind of tear in time and space. And then doorway.
Like a gate?
Sure, like a gate. But again, this is all...
Theoretical. But what if this gate already existed?
Well, if it did, I think we'd know. It would disrupt gravity, the magnetic field, our environment. Heck, it might even swallow us up whole.
There is a hidden calendar embedded into the structure of reality. Unbroken, perfect, found in the writings of our predecessors, mentioned by writers thousands of years ago. Every 138 years it brings changes to our world, edits, resets, and then disguises these changes under the guise of natural disasters. The Phoenix phenomenon causes mud floods, resets, mass vanishings, edits of history altering the trajectory of social and political events, introduces new materials, new translations to older text, strange phenomena. A small window of time in the month of May every 138 years when the veil between our world and somewhere else is rent open and there is an exchange of materials.
Yeah, when the veil between our world and somewhere else is rent open and there's an exchange of energy, is where I noticed the work of Archaix that seems to be exposing an AI entity that through the power of an arc or arch of a bridge is X-crossing energies between two worlds. You might have seen the Phoenix timeline sketched and visualized, and where apocalyptic events turn this world upside down every 138 years, and where the Phoenix timeline holds a 6,348 year cycle up to the year 2040, and where I want to connect the Equinox Sphere wormhole to Archaix Phoenix calendar. When we divide 6,348 years into 138, we get the number 46. Archaix is adding up another cycle to the year 2178, making a total of 6,486 years, in which he predicts the fall of the simulacrum, this mirror world simulation that is probably finishing the process of two become one. So it all starts with the sphere, the veil between these two worlds, which within the flower has a north and south pole, connecting the 72 years times 360 degrees sphere, will give us the 25,920 years, also known as the Maya calendar cycle, the Great Year. Within the flower, we have seen that the mirror world is cycled up within an up clockwise and down counterclockwise cycle, rotating within, and therefore shortening the cycle into 12,960 years, as we are going forward and backward simultaneously in time. But don't forget guys, the mirror world holds two dimensions, the jungle and the desert. So within each dimension, time generates the cycle, splitting the latter again into 6,486 years. So while we experiencing an up is a down world within two dimensions, the Metatron time clock is fueled and divided by these four rivers, flowing from paradise, while each of them runs on the cycle of 6,480 years. Holds the real magic of 4.
All together now. 1, 2, 3. Look at that!
This is amazing!
Yeah, but just keep going! Don't look back! Just straight ahead!
Yeah, don't look back, just go straight forward. By erasing our true history and past, changing the original word with a new word, while replacing it with a different timeline that's full of war and terror, we are pushed to look forward, to join this ride of happiness, while you own nothing.
And you will see how the forces of nature push your moment of change and carry it in your heart. Let's unite in the
Oh yes, we have music.
We were born upside down.
You still got the rope, right?
Yeah, I got it.
I am not afraid! Oh man, I can stay out here all day!
Rain on me, rain, rain, rain on me.
To live another 138 years, ending the Phoenix cycle in 2178, we get the number 47. 47 times 138 years holds the 6486 years of the total Phoenix cycle, in which the latter is updating the mirror world with the rain, within partition cycles of 138 years. The electromagnetic energy raining down on us and flowing from Sirius B within 4 rivers into the mirror
To
world.
the sky, I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain on me, tsunami. Hands up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain, rain on me.
In the beginning, there was only ocean. Until the mother island emerged, Tefiti. Her heart held the greatest power ever known. It could create life itself.
Adam and Eve live down the street from me. Babylon is every town. It's as crazy as it's ever been. Love's a stranger all around. In the moment we lost our minds here and lay our spirit down. Today we lived 1,000 years. All we have is now.
And Tefiti shared it with the world. But in time, some began to seek Tefiti's heart. They believed if they could possess it, the great power of creation would be theirs.
So when we look at the 25,920 years equinox cycle sphere, we actually are looking at the 47-degree wormhole that is generating a 6,486 year cycle within a wobble, in which every degree of this wobble of the Earth is holding the partitioned Phoenix cycle of 148 years. Yes, every 138 years we get a step closer in walking over water. This electromagnetic bridge that is connecting two worlds with each other through the power of the fourth phase of water. So how can a 6,486 year cycle align itself towards the 25,920 year cycle? Somehow I think the so-called layers of the rainbow bridge, the planets, are involved into cycling the great year into the Phoenix cycle. Like we've seen on this image, the Phoenix cycle will be the small circle that through mirroring within a cone would reduce the rotation time into a 6,480 year cycle of opening up the veil to another world. Within future work we will dive deeper into the cone, in which I think its focal point draws the ecliptic, which we also see planets as focal points on this drawing line. Notice how the hyperbola mirror is recognizable within the ecliptic line, and so the path of the Sun and Moon. Would this be the real meaning of this ancient map of Hyperborea? Being the ecliptic pole and focal point of a cone, in which 4 rivers flow and transport energy worlds within a sphere? I'm aware that many within the Flat Earth community think the North Pole will be the Holy Grail, the magnetic center or fountain of everlasting youth, and the center of the world. Well, I think it's the center of everlasting torture, the center of Sirius B, the strange landing spot in which we caught up and dragged into an infinity looping over and over.
And one day, the most daring of them all voyaged across the vast ocean to take it. He was a demigod of the wind and sea.
But what if the skate already existed?
Well, if it did, I think we'd know. It would disrupt gravity, the magnetic field, our environment. Heck, it might even swallow us up whole.
Okay, but keep moving! We gotta see Dad, remember?
Hey, Dad! This last step is for you!
But this process of two become one seems to be a dangerous move by the parasite. In order to assimilate with our original world, the construction of the Trinity, which is actually black hole technology, generates the nothing, a black hole in which the latter spins back in time in order to find the origins of its host, while slowly deleting or rather transforming the latter during the process.
But without her heart, Tefiti began to crumble, giving birth to a terrible darkness.
That was the end of Fantasia. Only a few fragments of this once rich and beautiful world had been left by the nothing.
But of course that predates that whole period in history by X42. So I'm going to follow the same rule again, start it. Also you can see how these lines pass through the points created by the 6-pointed star. So I'm going to start at 6 and then to 10. Remember, we skip. So essentially what we've done is create 2 Star of Davids, each one at a slight tilt from the other, and that gives us a 12-pointed star. Comes out of the seed of life. So
What is this?
Bottomless pit. Whatever falls in there, falls forever.
So imagine each of our souls represent the living heart of Mother and trapped inside a cube that's generating a mirror world while extracting the original from its power. It's using fear to generate the power to drag an energy body into black hole fall. This to keep the infinity cycle of two become one going. See the black fall of energy bodies, so the transcendence of matter to antimatter, or rather shadow matter, as fuel for the strange ship to keep going, depriving souls from the power of creation, while searching for our past to build the day of tomorrow. But they want you to see ya at the other side. So it also needs energy bodies eventually to walk over water, to help build this bridge, the World War Z concept of ZDNA. But while that's material for another video, we see Boaz the sun under the bridge. And living on the edge.
You best tie a knot, baby. Hang on tight, cause we be living on the edge. You know what I mean? Something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with our eyes. Seeing things in a different way. God knows it ain't his.
So with the Trinity being a mechanism that controls the process of two become one through the power of a mirror world and connection of a wormhole, we notice within the Black Kraken video that a sphere can be sliced into 13 equal pieces using the Trinity. So split into 13 equal spheres that together make up the Metatron's cube, is energizing a small cube and a large cube within a golden ratio spiral. Enable energies to walk over water. So like Dark is showing us, we're splitting or rather stripping an atom. So going from hot to cold, the Trinity enables energies to time travel within this construction, as time probably only exists within Metatron's cube, and using the power of three-phase electricity within a massive amount of energy. The lightning strike, aka Archaix fire.
You okay? Yeah, I needed some air.
Come on, you're up on Dig Dug. Let's take that top score back, huh?
Yeah, the Archaix fire, via French arcade, which probably is from Italian arcata, arch of a bridge, from arco, arc, Latin arcus, a bow or arch. Yeah, the plasma arc, aka the Saturn polar configuration, that is still rotating above our heads and charging up for another round.
This is what is called the ultraviolet catastrophe. They claim that the atom, as you heat it up, you see this is heating up, heat, okay? What happens here, this is the wavelength, how long, the frequency, actually it's the spin. Now, when you get up hotter and hotter and hotter, the frequency gets spinnier and spinnier. And what you end up seeing is light. Down here it's just ultraviolet, infrared. It just warms you up. Here you start to see a glow of red. Then as it gets hotter, the red goes away and you start to see only green. And then as it gets hotter, the green and the red both go away and you see only blue, and it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And then as the blue goes away, it's gone. There's nothing left. So the whole temperature drops back down to 0. This is the catastrophe right here. And the reason it is because around the black body, and I'll explain this to you about what the atom is constructed of. It's not exactly what they think in the standard model, not by a long shot. So the black body is in here. Now, it gets hotter and hotter, and as it does, it throws these particles off. Those particles literally leave, and by the time you get the red goes, then hotter the green goes, and then hotter the blue goes. And that's because they are arranged in this pattern. The black body is in the center, right here, and all these different colors are outside. The red just goes off easy, quickly. Then your green goes off, and then your blue, when that goes, it's done, and then it's gone. Everything's gone. Now, all you have is the black, so there's nothing else to give off. It drops like a rock. You can't give off energy, and the only way you can create heat, which is here, is to give off energy. You've gone backwards now. You don't have any energy to give off. So now you become cold.
Dark and empty. Empty and cold.
Only energy given off is heat.
Maybe Dan tries to tell us, first you're hot, then you're cold. It's your energy body that's a light in the dark. While we actually should start walking over water, peeling off the layers. Roger of Mod Fossil University is describing the splitting of an atom, which within this research is the physical representation of a torus field or energy field. So, peeling off the different layers of the energy body. With this video I'm trying to sketch that the current system of timekeeping is splitting the energy body continuously into 13 pieces. The 13 chakras and its connections with emotion and feeling are somehow X-crossing energies from an original and a parasite world together as one, and opening up the veil and the bridge between both worlds.
Oh, that was amazing!
Okay, the Templar cross. You'll see that very often, the Maltese or the Templar cross. It is purely, well, people use it as a symbol, but at its foundation, it is a system for measuring time and distance. It's not just a pretty pattern. There is mountains of information that will come there. But what do I mean by? So from 11 to 5.
Ian, look. It's a raven. The clue on the menu said Raven's Point.
And now from 1 to 7. And now from 10 to 4.
Yeah, in the mountains. But maybe the puzzle didn't mean the mountain. Maybe it means follow where the raven is pointing. Maybe it means follow where the raven is pointing.
The raven, messenger of the parasite, is pointing towards the pillars, the entrance of the crater in which both the sun and moon are set to find the Phoenix gemstone that eventually will energize the uppers down to summon Papa into the physical universe.
And from 8 to 2. And here we have how this 12-star pattern creates the 8-pointed star pattern of the Maltese/Templar cross. It's really a Maltese cross. Templar cross is made from a 24-pointed star, but you know, names is names. The construction is what's important here.
We have seen now that the number 13, representing 13 spheres to walk over water, so walking over a bridge, is being created by a clockwise and counterclockwise force field, in which the number 13 represents the Maltese cross, a symbol where the physical and astral worlds meet. Like breathing, every second of this clockwork is bringing us closer to another revelation.
Also, what you can extract from here is we have this point, this point, this point, and this point. When you create a 12-pointed star, you also create a series of squares. Now, use your mind's eye a little bit, but if I tilt that, it's a series inside here. So this, you see this square here, but this is only one. So as you can rotate that around, and there's a series in there. So we have squares.
Haha! It's another raven! That one could be pointing to another raven, all the way to the gem!
I had us going the wrong way.
Well, I told you. My gut knows where to go, don't you, boy? Yes, you do.
I had us going the wrong way.
Within the desert video, we noticed Boaz's choice of driving the energy world called Guinevere over the upper highway. So the upper phases within the Kabbalah Tree of Life to cross the bridge from mirror to original turned into a disaster, having their ship running out of fuel and forced to make a pit stop.
Told you. My gut knows where to go, don't you, boy? Yes, you do.
With following the gods, we discover that Metatron's cube is actually a hotel, a place where we stay temporary while being exposed to telesthesia, the supposed response to or perception of distant stimuli from Sirius B by extrasensory means. But how does this hotel of cubes rotate into infinity? Another concept of Archaix is the Phoenix code, the number 2178, referring to the infinite. Take any number and mirror it, and subtract the latter. Keep repeating this process will result in 0 within 99% cases of numbers. Like a vortex energy call, the left and right merge with the 0 point. But the number 2178 seems one of the few exceptions, and where this mirror coding rotates into infinite subtractions. Within the vortex energy call, it connects the left and right into a trinity infinity vortex. The recycling emblem, a process of becoming one with the infinite. It's remarkable to see that its digits are also signing the end of the simulation within the year 2178 AD.
In a time when the sun descends alone, I ran a long, long way from home to find a home that's made of stone.
Ohne eine dritte Dimension ist nichts vollkommen.
Die Triketta.
With placing an up and down vortex energy call, like we noticed in part 1 of the flower, a third vortex call emerges, completing the Holy Trinity, while bridging both up is down within a third mountain, in which two worlds become one with the infinite, by connecting both left and right within the 2178 Phoenix code that enables to flower this strange flower. The third mountain would be the ecliptic, the bridge, the sun, in which these three mountains are referring to the Wagner Trinity. An emblem carried by a horned figure that through the shifting of red and blue shifts storms thrones and telling us that justice is coming.
It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
Jesus Christ! We invoke your name!
My blood boils when I am misunderstood or unfairly judged for my belief. When a mind is imprisoned, then our spiritual life dies. When the spirit dies, there is no reason to live.
When the spirit dies, there is no reason to live. With peeling off the layers of the energy body, and so this energy world, another apocalypse seems to be inevitable, as our energy bodies might be indirectly connected to this mirror world. The nothing or black body radiation field is covering the world of radiation into darkness, and preparing for our next up is down, to cross a bridge to find what you want most. How will the parasite steer the ship into the darkness to become one with the infinite? Are we walking into a trap? Well, you'll never walk alone. Brandon Martin, thanks for your love and support, brother. Guys, for another view and perspective on the creator, you might want to take a look at the Holy AI book video sequence of London McLovin. Love what you do, brother. Thanks all for watching and stay tuned for more. Much love, Radiation Matters.
We built this city on rock and roll. your fight. Too many runaways eating up the night. Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Someone's playing corporation games. Who cares? They're always changing. Corporation names. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. They call us irresponsible. Write us off the page. Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. It's just another Sunday in a tired old street. Police have got the chokehold. Oh, we just lost the beat. Who counts the money underneath the bar? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars? Don't tell us you need us, 'cause we're the simple fools looking for America, crawling through your schools.
Looking out over that Golden Gate Bridge on another gorgeous sunny Saturday, and I'm seeing that bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Don't you remember?
It's your favorite radio station in your favorite radio city, the city by the bay, the city that rocks, the city that never sleeps.
Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Bring up me Hardy Joe.